Alrighty, y'all. So, today's reading, we're going to tap into a very interesting man by the name of Attorney General Rob BONTA. Before I go any further, Grand Rising, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you click on this video is the right time for you, and I thank you in advance for your viewership and support. Now, there's been a petition that has been circulating on behalf of Tory Lanez, legally named Daystar Peterson, for the Attorney General and the Governor of California to set him free. And for the most part, I will say Mr. BONTA has been very open to getting to the nucleus of what actually happened. So I wanted to tap into the energy around him to see how he views the Daystar Peterson case and what's to come in October when the next decision is made for the motions around Daystar Peterson, better known to the public as Tory Lanez. I've already said my prayers off camera, and if someone could be so kind as to timestamp this reading, please timestamp it for 1 minute and 40 seconds. Thank you. Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides of the highest heavenly order, please tap me into the energy around Rob BONTA. Attorney General Rob BONTA. Show me the energy around Attorney General Rob BONTA, please and thank you. Okay, so, okay, wow, right off the rip. So we have a Knight of Cups that comes out in reverse. And Knight of Cups in reverse is rejecting or refusing an offer for an opportunity or a ship's coming in. Okay, so let's tap into that. What did he reject? What is this offer? What did he reject? So we've got the Knight of Swords actually came out in the upright. Under the deck, we've got the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. Yeah, this is getting interesting already. This is getting interesting already. So I don't want to jump the gun. I already know what I'm tapping into just with the first two cards. But let's let everything play out. Okay, so we've got the Devil card here that represents toxicity, obsession, and dark, maleficent actions and energy attached to a situation with a person that has to defend themselves. Wow. Thank you for giving me a second because I'm processing this. There's certain things I cannot say for YouTube intents and purposes. So let me let me find a correct way to say this for YouTube. Okay, so oh wow. So I want to be able to show this so you can see everything in its full entirety. So we've got the Chariot here. We've got the Three of Coins, the Page of Swords, and the Magician, okay? All just flew out together. And it's like trying to figure out how to move forward through a collaboration because this is so highly visible, and also how to manifest where they take this case from here. Also, y'all already know if you've been watching me, Page of Swords is the card of surveillance and things that have been seen. And it's like he wants to get down to the nucleus of how this whole situation manifested from the car. What was the what was the actual collaboration between the people that were in the vehicle, the chariot? Okay, what did people see? What did they not see? If there is or is not footage. And there's a message that's going to come forward because, as you can see, there is a Knight of Swords here at the top of this card that's going to bring this whole situation to a rest. And it's actually going to be a wish fulfillment because I do see that the Attorney General is trying his best to be fair and to hear everything in its full entirety. So that is a good thing. Now, we've got this Queen of Swords here. And at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. And remember I said that he refused an offer. He turned down an offer, allegedly. Okay? There's a lot invested behind this Queen of Swords, which is an air sign. And this ends up turning into a wish fulfillment because at the bottom of the deck, there is a lot of, combative energy, a lot of things that are going to come out about the way that this Queen of Swords communicates and things that she does, things that can be considered abrasive, offensive. Let's see, how did he come to this conclusion? Hold on, we're going to try that again because I want to make sure that that wasn't just a slip. So, yeah, he decided to really take his time because it's like there were so many things that were rushed in this situation, okay? And once again, there is a major offer here, but he chose to turn whatever this is down because he wanted to really take his time and get down to whatever the meat and potatoes were of this case. And here it is. We've got the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands under, excuse me, my apologies, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands under the Knight of Swords represents a message that came through that brought a new direction, in this case, due to things that had happened that were considered like, dark, maleficent in some extent. And right up under the Devil card is this Ace of Coins. And this is what it caused, bringing balance through a new beginning. So there allegedly could have been an offer that may have been exposed, okay, that he found to be, corruption or collusion, however you want to say it. And he wanted to dig off into this allegation of collusion to get to the bottom of it so that he can understand the truth about how they got to the conclusion that this was even a thing. He didn't want to leave any stone unturned. because this was such a heavy allegation, he had to be sure that it had validity. And this is what manifested giving balance through a new beginning in this situation. So it's giving me the energy of, it was brought to his attention very early on that there possibly was some kind of manipulation. And it was something that not just changed the viewpoint of things, it was something that if you look into it, it would change the whole entire direction of this case. So it was bigger than just manipulating the optics, excuse me. It was more like it changed the optics in its full entirety. Yeah. So here it is. This message coming in to this Four of Wands, it brought a rest to whatever this opportunity was that was coming in for this Queen of Swords, this air sign woman. It's going to bring an end of a cycle. Explain why this is going to bring an end of a cycle to this air sign woman. Yeah, this is going to put a lot of hardship, a lot of burdens on this woman. It appears that Mr. BONTA wanted to know more about this romantic encounter, this love relationship that was supposed to be a wish fulfillment. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he got to digging and delving into the romantic side of this situation, not just the actual occurrence. He wanted to know what built up to this moment. How did everything, come to a head? He wanted to know more about the secrets that were going on behind the scenes with the adjudicators. Because when you get to the Hierophant and the High Priestess, that's a lot of high-powered secrets behind the scenes when it comes to the court and the whole entire court system, the infrastructure of the court system. And it was apparent to him very swiftly that he needed to take his time with this to really delve into it, because this wasn't just your average case for a mistrial. There's a lot of big fish attached to this, and this had to be handled with care. This is the energy that I'm getting. Before I go any further, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. All things said are alleged. The warning is always in my display, but I figured I should say it. So we've got this King of Cups here, okay? With the moon at the bottom of the deck. So Mr. BONTA, he felt very, very deeply about this situation, but he kept everything very close to his chest. He didn't say much about how he felt, but he was really, really touched about the information that he found in secret behind the scene in this case, because it feels like something was very blatant. And after whatever this was that appeared to be very blatant, the devil to the Ace of Pentacles to the Fool, it's like everything was rushed. There was a leap of faith, like something happened out of nowhere. And he decided to just go ahead and take a chance, because he wanted to separate the real from the fake. He wanted to take the negative out of the equation. He wanted to help move this case along out of its toxicity, so that they can really get down to things and move forward into a fair verdict. Okay, And the only way he can assure that there is a fair verdict is if I'm hearing if it's the evidence is all heard in its full entirety. So he wants to make sure right, wrong, and indifferent, all of the information is on the table and everything is being made available for whomever needs to hear this, so that if they choose to, you know, repeal the conviction or uphold the conviction, no one can say that they didn't have all of the information available to make the right decision. So it looks like the more that he got to digging, okay, in secret, what he found was very, very sneaky behavior. Okay, this is very covert. This is very, underhanded energy. Okay, and this falling under temperance is why he decided once again to give balance through a new beginning to a case that had already been brought to rest, because he wants to get to the bottom of this Seven of Swords energy and expose the corruption. And we've got the Six of Swords here to the Eight of Cups. And this is falling under the Four of Swords to the Three of Wands. This is actually going to work out in Tori's behalf, because this is going to help him to move forward out of a toxic, chaotic situation and walk away and leave the situation that he's in behind. This is literally going to be him walking out of the prison doors. And once this information turns full circle, this Queen of Swords, it's going to be very hard for her to handle and process this, because she's going to be caught with the dirt on her hands. Seven of Swords, Two of Wands, and he's going to show that you had the chance to choose one way or the other, and you chose to be sneaky and underhanded. Because somebody felt rejected. Somebody walked away from someone, okay? But this is what it's going to take to get to the bottom of things, so that they can actually try this case with all of the information available. Lord have mercy. Now, for those of you who have been watching me for a while, I told you that when this comes back full circle, it is going to be very messy. It's going to be like a nighttime soap opera. There's going to be a lot of information that's going to come forward as they get to exposing information around what actually happened that night. And baby, this is going to get messy. Okay, I'm talking about uncomfortably messy, because a lot of people are going to be very deep in their feelings the more and more information that comes out. Um, some people are going to still be stubborn and try to stick to however they felt, but it's going to be very hard to do that, because there's some very cut and dry evidence, some very, very, very damning evidence in this case that's going to change everything. So we've got the Two of Wands here and the Ace of Wands, which is, that BD energy, and, the choice between two. So he wants to know more about the situation between Meg and Kelsey and the juggling between the two. And he feels like the stability in this situation that's going to bring this full circle is going to go off into this Three of Cups, this third party energy. You know, tell me more about what happened at this party. Tell me more about the three women, okay? Not just, you know, him and the two women drinking, but the three women, okay, that you came in contact with that night, which would be Megan, Kylie, and Kelsey. So he wants to know about the interactions between all three parties when it came to Tori, how all three parties were treated, the behavior of all three parties. He really is getting down to the bone marrow of the story and how this unfolded. You know, where did this start? Who invited you to the house? What happened when you got to the house? Was there a shift when you got to the house? Was anybody upset, you know, before you left the house? Okay, what were they upset about? Is there surveillance from the house? Can we see the surveillance from the house? um, what was the argument about in the car? I need full disclosure. Okay, there was a stop. You got out at the stop. What was said at the bus stop? Okay, you got to the house. Let's listen to all of the 911 calls, not just the ones that was played in court, but even the one where the people did not want to be named or mentioned. I need to hear it all. So I commend him for wanting to actually, you know, hear every piece of evidence in this case, because I feel like he found some hidden gems. He found some things that either were repackaged or were not admitted in court, or they were misrepresented. So once again, you know, this was fast, fiery, and aggressive, turned into a tower. Also acknowledging, you know, the phallic energy that, you know, of course, this was a very passionate lovers, you know, quarrel situation that brought a tower. And the Fool, it was a leap of faith. This came out of nowhere. And this Three of Cups brought the heartbreak. Remember, you know, I need to know about the energy between all three women that brought the heartbreak. How did we get here? How did this happen? What caused all of this to happen? I need to know the secrets behind the inner workings on how you dealt with every woman at, you know, the kickback. Because notice Kelsey kept saying that it wasn't a party. It wasn't a party. Okay, well, whatever this was, how did everybody get here? How was everybody, you know, communicating with one another? What was the vibe at the house? So we can figure out where things went wrong. Notice I said where things went wrong, okay? The Tower comes out with the Seven of Wands, which is the card of having to defend yourself, having to stand up for yourself. How did this situation go? So here it is. We also get where the situation laid to arrest due to somebody coming to communicate with someone about a situation. The Three of Wands also represents a ship's coming in. So I had picked up before in the past that Tori, you know, was told about something that had to do with business, so to speak, okay? And this was going to be an opportunity of ships coming in. Let's remember how popular quarantine radio was. And then we've got the Six of Swords here, which represents whatever that message was that was brought to him. He didn't want to jeopardize that opportunity. There was, you know, some communication with him about someone's behavior, and he decided to, you know, for, okay, my spirit guides are saying for safety purposes, for safety reasons, to keep the peace, he decided to send that person on their way to remove the negativity from the environment. And this is where the tower started with this air sign person, because they became a burden. And this Seven of Swords, this person, you know, being underhanded. What about being underhanded and also being defensive? What about that? It led to heartbreak because this Queen of Swords, this person was very, very upset and heartbroken over being either cut off or feeling as if they had been, shunned, so to speak. And this is where the defensive behavior and the, you know, harsh communication came in. Because I feel like it had already started, and this is why the person was sent on their way, but it escalated and became worse after this person left, okay? And they came back argumentative. So he's looking into all of this. And then you have the wounded warrior over being cut off. So yeah, he's digging into the details of what happened at Kylie's house, okay? Not just what we have seen as the end result. He wants to know the play-by-play for the entire evening, the way everything went for the entire evening. Okay, so we've got the harsh communication, and then here it is, the King of Swords. So this is going into the argument that was in the vehicle. And the King of Swords in the upright is someone that can be very honest, but very brutal when it comes to their honesty. This is someone who does not spare your feelings. They're telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But baby, when I tell you, that truth cuts deep. And that truth was about juggling, and this brought everything as they knew it to an end. So here it is, the King of Swords falling under the Three of Cups and the Moon. This is the revelation Tori gave, that he told the truth about how everyone was actually dealing with everyone in the vehicle. And these were secrets that were exposed. And here it is. It's like somebody was intuitive about the situation. The kind-hearted person, you know, they're sitting here, and you know, Seven of Cups is not just considering your options. It's like the person was trying to process the situation, trying to understand, like, you know, what the hell is actually happening. Um, the Seven of Cups also represents someone being inebriated, okay? So it's like they knew that this situation was going to develop in a certain type of way, or things were going to pop off, okay, due to someone's drinking. It wasn't a surprise that things were going to happen, but still there were surprises that came out due to the admission of what all had transpired. So yeah, the Attorney General is really, really delving into the details of what happened this night for sure. Oh gosh, hold on, let me cover up the biddies. So here we go, the star, which represents the Aquarius, okay? The Aquarius that was heartbroken, who was very underhanded and sneaky, is now going to have a lot of heavy burdens, the Ten of Wands, to carry, because what was supposed to be a wish fulfillment over, wow, a wish fulfillment over a love situation from somebody who walked away from her. You know, she became very, very defensive. It's like the information is going to be exposed, and it's really, really going to bring an end to things for her with work. And the Wheel of Fortune, it's like they're going to go back to the past when all of these things transpired, and it's like you ended up at the top of the wheel. Now the top of the wheel is going to be, you know, cut off from you. So her Wheel of Fortune and a lot of the business that she does is going to come to a halt once some of this information starts coming out. Yeah, unrequited offer and the world, a close to a cycle. So yeah, this is going to be my energetic tap in on the Attorney General Rob Bonta of the state of California, who is now presiding over going through the evidence of the Daystar Peterson case. And I see that it looks like he's a very fair man. He wants to get to the nucleus of the problem and find out exactly how things happen. This is going to be a big, and I mean a big case, because there's a lot that has to be exposed, not just about this case, but about the officers of the court that had this case before it made it to his desk. We'll go ahead and clear this up. So yeah, we're seeing, you know, a betrayal here, an epic betrayal that cannot be forgiven. And we've got a lot of people here that are, you know, definitely losing sleep. And as you can see, they know that they're being watched. You see that face? You know they're being watched. And everybody's trying to be independent of this situation. But it's like there's a hangman here because of how this situation was brought into fruition, attached to the energy from the past. So this is my energetic tap in on the Attorney General Rob Bonta, and I find it very interesting because he's taken a very fair assessment, and I actually feel like for what it's worth, it looks like he's going a little above and beyond because he wants to understand the inner workings of everything to see exactly where things got misconstrued. And we're not just talking about in the court case, we're talking about with the paperwork, the documents, the conflicting stories about what actually happened that night, the conflicting paperwork. He's really doing his due diligence so that they can get to whatever the actual facts are of the case, so that everything can be heard in its full dexterity. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for, so that things can be, you know, handled in a fair way. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. This reading is adjourned, and I thank you everyone for your viewership. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.